Today we are going to watch an amazing movie released in 2014 called The Divine Move. It is basically a South Korean action survival movie where a terrifying game is shown, where every step was filled with deadly traps. But it was a game where if someone could win, they could become a millionaire within a single day. But if they lost, death was certain. And a man named Kim gets trapped in such a deadly game, who was already burdened with many hardships in his life. And through this game, he wanted to change his fate. But what happened to him in the end? Could he survive this deadly game? That is what we will see in today's story. So let us dive into this dangerous game of death. The story begins in a city in South Korea, where we see a man named Kim. Here, Kim was playing a very popular game in Korea. It was basically a type of board game. The full name of the game was Go Board Game, and it was extremely popular all over Korea. People even used to place bets and earn money by playing this game. And Kim was a very famous player in this game world. So Kim had participated in a reality show of this game, which was being live broadcast across the country. But today, Kim loses very badly to his opponent, which makes him feel extremely embarrassed in front of the whole country. Kim was also a very introverted person, so he didn't talk much with others after losing the match. Kim leaves the place feeling very upset, but suddenly, on the road, he meets a man named Min-soo, who was actually his elder brother. Kim asks him why he is here. Then Min-soo tells him that he wants to learn the board game from him, and he urgently needs it. After that, Min-soo takes Kim into a car where another man named Park was also present. Park tells Min-soo that maybe we should go back today. I'm very scared. What if we lose again? But Min-soo says that today we will not lose because my brother is here to help us. Today we are going to win a lot of money. Hearing this, Kim asks them, "What are you talking about? Are you betting on board games? This is wrong."
"I cannot help you in such things." Saying this, Kim tries to leave, but Min-soo runs after him and requests him again and again. He tells him that winning today is very important for him, otherwise he will suffer a huge loss, and asks Kim to help him just this one last time. Hearing all this, Kim finally agrees to help him for today. He sits in the car while Min-soo goes to play the board game. Min-soo had a small camera with him, through which Kim was watching the game, and he was guiding him from outside through earphones. Min-soo was playing with a boy named Dong-sik at that time. Dong-sik notices Min-soo's coat and asks, "Why are you wearing a coat in such hot weather?"
"Are you not feeling hot?" Min-soo says he is a bit sick, so he feels cold. But actually, there was a small camera hidden inside the button of the coat, and there was also a camera above the place where they were playing, through which some officers were observing the game. Their names were James, Wana, Steve, and Oliver, and these four were guiding Dong-sik in the game, which means both Dong-sik and Min-soo were cheating, but Dong-sik was being guided by four professional players at the same time. Steve tells Dong-sik that the player in front of you is also very skilled. The move he just made cannot be made by an ordinary player. On the other side, we see Kim sitting in the car, guiding Min-soo. But at that moment, Min-soo's friend Park tells him that I am going to the washroom for a while and leaves the place. Outside, it starts raining. Because the rain started, there was a signal problem, and Kim's screen turned off, so he could no longer guide Min-soo. Meanwhile, the game was becoming more complicated with time, because Dong-sik was about to win. Kim tells Min-soo not to make any move until the screen turns on. But even after a long time, the screen does not turn on. So Min-soo makes a move using his own judgment, which turns out to be a wrong move. At that moment, Kim shouts and tells Min-soo to run away as fast as possible. Something is wrong here. But just then, Oliver arrives there, and he drags Kim inside after beating him badly. They also brutally beat his brother Min-soo because they were caught, and the money Min-soo brought for the game was fake money, which makes Dong-sik extremely angry. They keep beating Kim and Min-soo until they are in terrible condition. Min-soo begs for forgiveness,
But Dong-sik takes off one of Min-soo's socks, puts the game stones inside it, and starts hitting him very hard, which makes Min-soo's condition even worse. Kim becomes desperate for his brother, but then their boss James arrives and tells Kim that he can let both of them go.
If Kim can win a match against him, but if he loses, they will kill his brother. Having no other option, Kim agrees. After some time, a match is arranged between them. But since Kim is a simple and nervous person, he becomes extremely scared and plays while trembling, which causes him to make a wrong move, and within a short time, he loses the match to James. Then, having no other choice, Kim kneels in front of James and begs for his brother's life. But James does not listen to him, takes out a knife, and kills Min-soo immediately. They also beat Kim badly and leave him in a terrible condition. After that, James puts a knife in Kim's hand and leaves the place with his men so that the police think Kim killed Min-soo. After this incident, a long time passes, and we see a prison
where a jailer is playing a board game with a powerful mafia named Robert. During the game, Robert tells the jailer that he wants to get out of prison for 1 week, as it is very important for him. But the jailer says it is not possible. However, he gives a condition that if Robert can win a match against him, he will arrange his release for 7 days. But the jailer plays so brilliantly that Robert loses easily and returns to his cell feeling upset. He then explains to his fellow prisoners through the board game which move caused his loss and says he had no other move left. At that time, Kim comes to her, and it is revealed that Kim was brought to prison long ago for murder. The accusation of killing his brother Kim sits near Robert board, and after observing the moves, he says there was a move that could have led you to victory, and shows it by making the move himself. Seeing Kim's talent, Robert becomes shocked and asks for his help. He tells Kim that the jailer is addicted to this game and hates losing, so if Kim defeats him, the jailer will keep playing with him repeatedly, which may create a bond between them and help Kim gain some special facilities in the prison. And then Kim should request the jailer to allow Robert to go out for 1 week. Robert believes no one except Kim can defeat the jailer. Kim agrees to this plan, challenges the jailer, and starts playing the board game with him, and defeats him brilliantly several times. The jailer becomes extremely stubborn and keeps wanting to play with Kim again and again. So at one point, Kim tells him that if he wants to play and win, then he must allow Robert to leave the prison for 7 days. The jailer agrees to his condition, and once again, he loses to Kim. So he is forced to let Robert go for 7 days. After that, Kim is sent to an isolation cell for some days. These cells are used to give severe punishment to prisoners, and they are given food only once a day. When Kim receives his food, he finds a chalk wrapped in a piece of cloth inside it. When he opens the cloth, he sees something written on it, asking if he wants to play Go board game. At that moment, Kim hears a voice from inside the wall. It was the person who had sent the chalk through the food, and he wanted to play the game with Kim using that chalk. Kim agrees to play. But their way of playing was very unique. They draw a board on the wall and play by speaking out their moves, describing the positions of the stones, and marking each new move with the chalk. After playing for some time, Kim realizes that the person he is playing with is a genius, because the moves he makes are something even top-level players cannot think of. Kim becomes very impressed and asks him to teach some techniques. The person then starts explaining the secrets of the game and how to play in a way that makes winning easier. Kim learns many new techniques from him. But their way of playing was very unique. They draw a board on the wall and play by speaking out their moves, describing the positions of the stones, and marking each new move with the chalk. After playing for some time, Kim realizes that the person he is playing with is a genius, because the moves he makes are something even top-level players cannot think of. Kim becomes very impressed and asks him to teach some techniques. The person then starts explaining the secrets of the game
and how to play in a way that makes winning easier. Kim learns many new techniques from him.
Later, Kim asks for his name, but the person does not respond anymore. However, the next time Kim receives food, he again finds a note inside it, which says, "After getting out, go to a place called Wangchul. There, you will find an old man who will tell you everything." As days pass, Kim is finally released from the isolation cell. After 7 days, Robert returns to the prison and sincerely thanks Kim for helping him get out. Kim learns that Robert is a powerful mafia and also a skilled fighter. So he goes to Robert and tells him that he has always been weak since childhood and could not save his brother. So now he wants to learn how to fight and become strong. He says he still has a long time before getting released from prison. So he wants to use this time to learn fighting from Robert and become strong enough to stand against injustice. Since Kim helped Robert, he agrees to train him, and Kim starts learning fighting from him. Gradually, Kim is also taken to the jailer almost every day, and now the jailer himself wants to learn the game from Kim. After coming out of the isolation cell, Kim has become highly skilled in the board game, and he starts teaching tricks to the jailer, which strengthens their bond. The jailer begins to win many trophies after learning from Kim. Meanwhile, Kim continues his training with Robert, and as time passes, he becomes a very good fighter. Eventually, the day of his release arrives, and after many years, Kim is finally freed from prison. Before leaving, he asks Robert for some money, because he would have nothing after getting out. And since they have become close, Robert agrees. And after Kim is released, some of Robert's men come in a car and give him money. Kim takes the money and goes to an empty building. On the other side, we see boss James and his partner Steve, who were responsible for killing Kim's brother. They have come to a club for a deal where they plan to buy a young girl from a dealer who is a genius go-board player. The dealer raises her price to $3 million, which makes James angry, and he's about to attack him. But Steve calms him down and pays the money, because they plan to use the girl to earn a lot of money through betting. Meanwhile, we see a man named John who has a slight hunchback. He comes to the same building where Minsu was killed years ago. And from this, we understand that the place was actually a club where This place was used for betting on go-board games, and huge amounts of money were wagered here regularly. James had been running this business for many years, and the boy named Dongsik, who had played with Minsu, was in charge of managing everything here. Meanwhile, the man named John worked here as a drink server, and the building had several VIP rooms. On this day, a wealthy man was winning a large amount of money through the game, which Dongsik was watching through cameras. Realizing that the man now had a lot of money, he sends Joanna to play against him because she was an expert go-board. Joanna challenges the man, and out of ego, he agrees to play. And within moments, Joanna defeats him and takes all his money. After that, Joanna returns to their main office where Dongsik operates everything, and Oliver and Steve were also present there. From Joanna's behavior, it becomes clear that she does not like them at all, and there is no good relationship between them. She's only working with them out of compulsion. Then Joanna goes directly to their boss, James, who pays her for winning the match and tells her to take care of the young girl he recently bought. But Joanna refuses immediately because she does not want extra responsibility. However, the little girl tells Joanna that she is very hungry and wants to eat. Hearing this, Joanna feels sympathy and takes her to a restaurant and feeds her properly. When Joanna asks her name, the girl says her name is Alice. On the other side, we see Kim, who after being released from prison after so many years, goes straight to his brother Minsu's house, where Minsu's young son named Ellen lives. Ellen is now living with his grandmother. Kim asks Ellen when his mother will return, and Ellen tells him that his mother died long ago, and after his father's death, he has been living with his grandmother. Hearing this, Kim feels emotional and gently pats Ellen's head and leaves some money for him before leaving. Then Kim goes straight to the building where the go board game is played.
He sits at a table and starts playing with someone, placing a large bet. But he keeps losing intentionally because his real target is Oliver, who is also playing there. Kim wants Oliver to think he is weak and come to play with him. And that is exactly what happens after everyone leaves. Oliver comes to play against Kim, and they start playing with money. But Kim keeps losing deliberately, and eventually he runs out of money. So he proposes a new bet based on strength. Whoever wins will hit the other person on the head 10 times. Oliver laughs and says he knows Kim cannot win, and thinks Kim just wants to hit him out of anger. He even offers his head freely. Kim then hits him so hard that Oliver's forehead gets dented. But Oliver pretends he did not feel anything and asks him to hit again. This time, Kim hits him so hard that Oliver falls down violently, which makes him extremely angry, and he attacks Kim. But now, Kim is a skilled fighter and beats Oliver badly, then ties him to a wall and kills him in the same way his brother was killed, by putting stones in a sock and beating him, and even gouges out his eyes. After that, Kim quietly leaves the place. Meanwhile, we see Park, who was in the car with Min-soo and Kim that night. Park was playing a Go game with someone and had just won a lot of money. But as he was leaving, two men come and try to attack him because he had cheated them before and won money from them. Park tries to run, but they catch him and start beating him to take the money. But at that moment, Kim arrives and fights them and saves Park. Park thanks Kim sincerely, and Kim takes Park to a building where he is currently staying. Kim then asks Park what he knows about his brother Min-soo and how they met. Park explains that they used to play Go games together in clubs, and that is how they met, and Min-soo was a very good player. Then Kim shows him a picture of James and asks him about him. Kim asks Park to tell him everything about James, but Park becomes extremely scared after seeing James' photo and says he knows nothing about him. Then he tries to escape because James is the biggest mafia in the city and people are afraid even to talk about him. But Kim wants to kill James and take revenge for his brother's death, so he needs Park's help. When Park is trying to leave, Kim shouts that if he helps him, he will give him $3 million. Hearing about such a huge amount, Park comes back and agrees to the offer. Then Kim takes Park to a place called Wongchul, which was mentioned by the mysterious player he met in the isolation cell. Kim starts searching for the old man there, who was a highly talented Go player. After going some distance, he finds an old man whose name is Alex. His daily routine is drinking and playing games. But the most surprising thing is that Alex is blind, yet his playing skills are extraordinary. Kim approaches him and says he has been searching for him and needs his help. Alex says he can help, but only if Kim can defeat him in a Go game. Kim agrees and starts playing, and within a short time, he easily defeats Alex because the tricks Alex was using were already learned by Kim from the prisoner in the jail. Then Alex says, "You are even more skilled than me, so what help do you need?" Kim takes him to a separate place, gives him food, and starts explaining his plan. He tells him that many years ago, his brother was brutally killed in front of his eyes just because of a Go game by some mafia in the city, and now he wants to take revenge on all of them through the same game. And for that, he needs help from a talented person like Alex. But Alex refuses to join after hearing this. Then Kim takes Alex to a place where his daughter lives. Alex had left his family long ago after becoming blind due to an accident. He started thinking of himself as a burden, and since his family was already struggling financially, his blindness made things worse, so he left them. Kim shows him how difficult his daughter's life is now, and tells him that if he helps him, he will give enough money to solve all her problems. Thinking about his daughter, Alex finally agrees. Then Alex takes Kim and Park to a carpenter named Joy, who has knowledge about high technology machines. Alex explains the entire plan to him and offers money.
Joy is also facing financial problems, so he agrees to join them. Then the whole team starts working on their plan. Park goes to the Go Game Club in disguise so that no one can recognize him and collects all the information and gives it to Kim.
And the team. He explains that the entire business is controlled by James and managed by Dong-sik, who had played against Min-soo. Dong-sik's main job is to target rich people who are addicted to the game and bet huge amounts of money. When he finds such targets, he plays with them, pretending to be highly skilled, but actually cheats in every game. He's guided through an earphone by Steve, who is an old man and a genuinely skilled Go player who earns money by helping and cheating and also works part-time as a calligrapher. Oliver's role in James' team was to collect the money won in the club, and he was also a dangerous killer. Then Kim asks about Joanna, and Park tells him that Joanna was once a professional player and even won an
international medal in Go Game in 2006, but suddenly disappeared at the age of 20. And years later, she was seen with James, which suggests that James may have kidnapped her and forced her to work for his team by threatening her after keeping her captive for many years. Now, Joanna is trapped under his control. There was a separate casino, and we see Joanna there playing a game with an old man who was actually hired by Kim. The man intentionally calls Kim over, and Kim comes and starts playing with Joanna. During the game, the man casually asks about Kim, and Kim introduces himself as a researcher and speaks very positively about his work. Gradually, Joanna becomes impressed with him, and after the game, she invites him for drinks, and after talking more, she becomes even more interested in him. As Kim is leaving, he runs into James, who feels that Kim looks familiar, but cannot remember who he is. On the other side, we see Kim's team members, where Joy installs a hidden camera inside a pair of glasses using his skills. They also create a fake identity card for Park, showing him as the CEO of a video-making company, so that he can present himself as a wealthy man. Park then regularly visits the club in disguise and deliberately loses every match while betting large amounts of money, making everyone think he is foolish. But Park claims he has plenty of money and is simply addicted to the game. In this way, he quickly catches Dong-sik's attention, and after checking his fake ID, Dong-sik believes Park is a rich man who enjoys spending money. Meanwhile, Kim and his team
sit in a car discussing their plan. Kim tells Park that today he must win a match at the club, and Alex will guide him from outside. Park goes to the club, and with Alex's help, he wins the match against a player he had always lost to before. However, the opponent becomes furious after losing so much money and accuses Park of cheating. Guards check Park thoroughly, but find nothing, which makes Dong-sik believe that Park did not cheat and just got lucky. So he invites Park to play with him, and Park agrees. Later, Park is seen standing on a rooftop when John, the hunchback worker from the club, approaches him. It is revealed that Park had cleverly hidden his earphone inside a cigarette pack, which John secretly removes. And it is also revealed that John is not actually hunchbacked, but is pretending and secretly working for Park in exchange for money. On the other side, Kim
is at Joanna Club playing a game with her and the old man when James learns that Kim is a researcher. He asks about his work, and Kim explains that he is developing software that allows people to play Go games remotely. While talking, Kim wins the game against James with help from Joanna, which James clearly notices. Afterward, James talks privately with Joanna and warns her to stay away from Kim because he is suspicious of him. But Joanna has already started liking Kim, and she is only working with James under pressure and does not truly like him or his team. Meanwhile, Park and Dong-sik prepare to play a high-stakes match at the club, where both place a huge bet. Dong-sik is confident he will win because, as always, he is cheating with guidance from Steve, while Park is being guided by Alex, who is the best player on their team. Park easily defeats Dong-sik and wins a large amount of money, but Dong-sik refuses to pay and immediately attacks him. At that moment, Kim arrives
And since there are no other people in the club or even in the
office room, he takes the opportunity to attack Dong-sik. Remembering his brother, he beats him brutally, leaving him in terrible condition. Seeing this, Steve tries to escape, but Joy chases him with a car. Meanwhile, Kim drags Dong-sik into a cold room, which is actually a special gaming room where the temperature keeps dropping until everything starts freezing. And there, Kim begins to punish Dong-sik. Kim brought Dong-sik there to punish him and tells him that he is giving him one chance to survive. If he can win a game against him, then he will get a chance to kill Kim. But if Kim wins, then he will kill him, according to the rules. There was also a knife placed in front of them. Dong-sik starts playing the game with Kim, but after some time, the room becomes so cold that the lights start bursting one by one. Dong-sik becomes terrified and realizes he will die if he stays there, so he grabs the knife and attacks Kim. But Kim is now a skilled fighter and quickly overpowers him and beats him badly. Then Kim gives him a paper with a puzzle and says he is locking the room and leaving. If he can solve the puzzle, he will get the password to escape, and that is his only chance to survive. After saying this, Kim leaves, and Dong-sik desperately tries to solve the puzzle.
But the temperature keeps dropping, and his blood starts freezing. And eventually, his whole body turns into ice, and he dies. There on the other side, Kim is seen with Joanna, talking while playing Go Game. Kim casually asks her why such a good girl like her is working with such a dangerous gang. Joanna opens up and tells him everything about how James forced her into this life and destroyed her future. She says she still wants to escape this dark world and live a normal life where someone can truly love her, but she feels no one will ever love someone like her. As she is about to leave, Kim holds her hand and pulls her closer, showing that he has also started to fall in love with her. Meanwhile, James and his men are searching for Dong-sik and reach the freezing room where they find his dead body. James is shocked and cannot understand who did this. Just then, Kim calls him and tells him to open a cabinet in front of him. When they open it, they find Oliver's dead body inside. James becomes furious at Kim and goes straight to Steve's office, where he finds Steve tied up, which was done by Kim and Joy there. James notices a laptop with an email and password written on a paper, and it turns out Kim has already created
The software he mentioned earlier, which allows people to play Go Game remotely, and he challenges James to play against him. James, being full of ego, agrees to the game. Before starting, Kim says if James wins, he will do whatever James says. But if Kim wins, then James must follow his command. James agrees and makes Steve play the game on his behalf. Steve is very overconfident, but Kim has learned many advanced techniques, so even a skilled player like Steve cannot defeat him, and he loses the match. Kim then asks James to keep his promise and tells him to cut off one of his team member fingers and place it on the table. James follows the rule and cuts off Steve's finger and places it on the table because Steve caused him to lose the challenge. After punishing Steve, James laughs in a terrifying way, as if he is preparing for a brutal revenge. That evening, Kim and his team are seen sitting together and talking. At one point, Park asks Alex how he can play so well despite being blind. Alex explains that after his accident, he became helpless and had to beg on the streets. Then, one day, a mysterious person came to him and gave him a special Go board that a blind person could use and taught him the game every day so that he could earn money instead of begging. And once he fully learned the game, that person suddenly disappeared and never came back. Alex believes he was like an angel. Hearing this, Kim says he also met someone like that in prison. When he was in isolation for 7 days, someone started playing Go with him and taught him many techniques, which made him a great player. When he was released, he tried to find that person, but failed and never saw him again. But that person had told him to come find him, which means the same person helped both Alex and Kim. The next morning, Alex wants to meet his daughter,
so Park helps him get ready and takes him there. But James' men were already waiting, and as soon as they arrive, they are kidnapped and taken to James, where both of them are tortured. And eventually, James asks Alex to play a Go game with him, and says if he can win the game,
If Alex wins the game, then James will let both of them go. But if he loses, they will be killed. Alex is forced to play against James, but this is not a special board for blind players. It is a normal board, so Alex struggles to play. Park tries to guide him by telling the positions of the stones, but even then, James cheats and wins the game, and immediately stabs Alex in the chest with a sharp weapon. At that moment, Kim and Joy arrive there, and when Kim sees the critical condition of Park and Alex, he quickly arranges to send them to the hospital. But as he puts Alex into the car, Alex tells him that after his death, Kim should take care of his daughter. And while saying this, Alex dies. Kim is deeply hurt by this and immediately returns to face James and his team. Kim
Wants to kill James, but before that, James gives him a condition, saying he wants to play a final match. If Kim wins, he will spare him and his friends this time. But if James wins, he will kill him. Kim agrees and asks what happens if he wins. James says then Kim can kill him. Meanwhile, James has already sent his men to Joy Place so that they can kill Kim if he loses. But Joy, being a talented engineer, uses his skills and defeats all of them alone. On the other side, Joanna and the little girl Alice are seen in a room where James had already placed them and was cheating in the game by getting guidance from them from a distance. Kim already knows that James is cheating. During the game, James tells Kim that he already knows about his love for Joanna and warns him that even if he wins, he will kill Joanna. So no matter what, Kim will lose something.
Hearing this, Kim becomes furious, but continues playing calmly. After some time, Joanna risks her own life and intentionally gives James wrong guidance, which causes him to lose badly to Kim. Immediately, one of James' men brings Joanna in front of them, and a massive fight breaks out. Kim, who trained hard in prison, fights brilliantly and defeats everyone one by one. Within moments, he takes down all of James' men. At that moment, James tries to attack Kim from behind, but Kim quickly grabs a sharp weapon and stabs him, killing him on the spot. Finally, Kim takes revenge for his brother's death, but in return, he loses many people close to him. He sits silently among the dead bodies, feeling empty because he has no one left in this world. But then he remembers Alex, and as time passes, Kim later visits Alex's daughter as promised and gives her all the money owed to her and tells her to contact him whenever needed. Then he goes to his nephew, Alan, gives him a mobile phone and money, and tells him to call whenever he needs him. After that, Kim goes to Wangchul, to the place where Alex used to play Go, and leaves a drink there in his memory, believing Alex is watching him. Then Kim visits Joy and sees that despite earning a lot of money, he is still living his simple life, continuing his old work, realizing that money is not everything and often takes away peace in life. Finally, Kim stands by the roadside and a car stops in front of him. Inside the car are Joanna and Alice, which reveals that Joanna survived and is alive, and Kim has already married her now. He lives with Joanna and Alice and has returned to a normal life. After many years, he has finally found a family. And with this beautiful ending, the story comes to an end. So, if you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe my channel for more new video. Thanks for watching.